Hi all, welcome to session 49 of the PySpark series. So in this session, we are going to learn about left outer join in PySpark, where we have null values in joining columns. Okay, so same thing we have learned for the inner join. Okay, and if you can recall, there will be no join on null values. So null values will be um, removed or omitted out in case of inner join. That also we will see, and then we will go for left outer join. Okay, we have some video with problem with the video. Okay, so that's okay, it should not hamper us from learning the newer and newer concepts. Once that issue is resolved, I'll come up on the video again. Okay, that's fine. So now we'll start with session 49, where we have null values in the joining column. So what I've done, I have, okay, let me just rename this. This is just default name. Okay, that is fine. Okay. Now what I have is, this is the same data set. Okay. The same data set we have taken when we have started learning inner join. Okay. Now, just to recall, the definition of inner join is it will join only matching records from left data set to matching records of right data set. Okay. And what is the left outer join? It will first join matching records from left dataset to matching records of right dataset. Okay, and for left dataset, if there is no match in right dataset, it will just like populate the values of right dataset columns as null. Okay, already we have seen that in session 48, where we are joining using one column. Okay, so here what I have done, I have both the data sets in place. Okay, this schema and these things, I think we have already created multiple times. So what I have done, I have just created both the schemas and just displayed the data frames. Okay, if I can run this, let me just display both the data frames. Okay, mpdf dot display and department df dot display, right? So I'll just display both the data frames. Now you can see, for employee ID 2, the department ID is null. Okay. For employee ID 5, department ID is null. And here the department ID with department name TRS is null. Right. So what we'll do first, let's do one thing. Let's just revise what we have learned in case of inner join. Okay. When there are null values on in the joining column. So we are joining on department ID. Okay. So what I'll do, let's say null inner join df, just to recall. Okay, it will not join the null values. Okay, empdf dot join. Okay, department df is what it is, other, right, other data frame. Then on, okay, I have to join on what, let's say emp df dot department, what is the name in employee, it is department id. Okay, dot department id equals to department df dot dep id, right? Is that right? Correct. Okay, and how I have to join, I have to join, let's say perform an inner join, right? So I'll just display, right? This we have already discussed. Okay, so here you can see it has not joined on null values. So for, let's say department ID 1, we have match here, it has joined, right? 111 will be having 3 entries for department ID 1, right? Then for department ID 4, we have a match here, right? Department ID 2, we have match here, and 3 also we have match, right? 4, 2, 3, right? So in inner join, if there are null values in joining column, it will not consider those null values while joining, right? Now let's understand the same in case of left outer join. Okay, how it will work. Now let me put the name as null left outer null left outer df equals to, let's say, empdf dot join. What is the another? Depth df. Okay. empdf dot department id equals to department df dot depth id, right? Now what I have to do? Let's say I have to perform left join. Okay. Now left join also, I have already told you we can mention that in, let's say, around three ways, right? Okay. Now here is the catch. So in right output, so in inner join we have six records. Okay, which is this one record number one, record number three, record number four, and six, seven, eight. Right now, employee ID two. Okay, employee ID 2 has null department ID. It has no match in department data set, but according to the definition of left outer join, it will mention all the records. If there is no match, it will populate the right dataset columns as null. So if you can see the department ID and department name, it has populated as null. Same for employee ID 5. Employee ID 5, right? So that's how it works when there are null values in joining column when we are performing left outer join, right? It's always better to do a comparative, studies or comparative understanding. Okay, why it is not joining on null? Okay, is because the meaning of null is like undefined. There is no definition of null, no value defined for null. That's why it is not joining on null. It is joining only on exact matches, right? So wherever there is exact match, it is joining. Okay, and wherever there is no exact match, it is putting all the left dataset columns as it is, and mentioning the right dataset columns as null. Okay, so in conclusion, a left outer join will have all the records, or number of records equal to number of records in left data set. Okay, wherever there is a match to right data set, it will join. If there is no match, it will populate the right data set columns as null, right? So here we have how many? We have 8 records in left data set. Similarly, we'll be having 8 records in left outer join. Okay, now this left outer join we can also specify it as, let's say, like this left outer. Okay, I'll just mention this as one. This we have already discussed. Okay, same results. Also you can display, you can make it work like this left outer, right? It's one and the same, right? And through SQL also we are going to get the same results. Okay, so if I, let's say, select, I would say star from okay, I'll have to first create the tables, right? Temporary tables. So what I'll do, empdf dot view, create or replace temp view. Let me put it as emp. Okay, and just a second, department df dot create or replace temp view. Let's say I'll put it as depth. Okay, so select star from emp join depth on. Now this join will be what? Left join, right? Left join department on emp dot department id equal to depth dot depth id, right? And dot display, because results of Spark SQL are always a data frame. Same result, right? That's how we do it. That's how it works when we are working on left. Okay. Um, I would say left outer join when there are null values in joining column. This also I think we have seen left outer join. Okay. This way also we can specify in SQL. Okay. Is it this also? I don't think. Oh, okay. No. Okay. So there are two ways. Forget about this. Okay. In SQL also we can specify it as left outer join, or we can mention only left join. Okay. Fine. This is how it works. Okay. When we have null values on joining column, right? Now again in next session what we will do, we will understand what will happen if we perform the left outer join on multiple columns. Okay, so this also we have seen in inner join. Again we will compare that with inner join. Okay, and we will learn in left outer join so that it will be easy to understand. Okay, just remember, in inner join, I have told you when we are joining on multiple columns, it will consider the set of columns as the partition. Okay, I'll explain everything in next session again. Right? Fine. That's everything for this session. If you feel this is useful, do like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you have any suggestions or feedback for me, do let me know in comment section, or you can ping me in LinkedIn as well. Okay. Thank you so much for your support. I'll see you in the next session.